Hi, I'm Bob Mitchell, Superintendent of Schools in the Cumberland School District. And every month we're going to be doing these video vignettes to provide you with what we feel is important information about what's happening in the district. So I look forward to the opportunity to share with you all of the good work that's happening in our school district. I thought it would be important to use this Bob Talk and perhaps the next one to provide information to our parents and our community about where we want to focus our attention. And there has been a committee or task force actually, called the Budget Task Force, has been put together, and it consists of school committee members, town council representatives, and some really impressive members of the community who are involved in business and finance, and some really impressive parents are all a part of this committee. The goal is to try to determine together how we can generate more resources to support education in the district. So one of the things that I was asked to do, we've had several meetings. In fact, I think on Tuesday night we had our third meeting, and I was asked to present on our priority of needs. So there are a lot of things that we hope to do in the future regarding education, but the presentation that I did on Tuesday really focused on our most immediate priority of needs. And the first is a later start time for high school and middle school students. And I'm sure that many of us have heard that adolescents are not getting enough sleep. In fact, in some studies, it's been referred to as an epidemic of sleep deprivation. So what I'd like to do is just share very quickly, I think, some really important information with the audience as to why there is a need for us to do this. And this, to me, is one of the most important things that we have a responsibility to do. This isn't one of those things where, oh geez, wouldn't it be great if we could do this? This is something that I feel that we have a responsibility to do. So just very quickly, multiple studies have been done, but I think this study really summarizes the need for why we should do this. A study of 9,000 students in 8 public high schools in 3 states revealed that high schools that start at 8:30 or later allow for more than 60% of the students to obtain at least 8 hours of sleep per school night. Teens getting less than 8 hours of sleep reported significantly higher depression symptoms, greater use of caffeine, and are at greater risk for making poor choices for substance use. Academic performance outcomes, including grades earned in core subject areas of math, English, science, and social studies, plus performance on state and national achievement tests, attendance rates, and reduced tardiness, show significant positive improvement with later start times of 8:30 or later. Finally, the number of car crashes for teen drivers from 16 to 18 years of age was significantly reduced by 70% when a school shifted start times from, in this particular case, 7:30 to 8:30. National organizations and institutions are supporting later start times, including the Center for Disease Control, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the National Sleep Foundation. There is overwhelming evidence for the need to do this. The big cost in making a move like this is we would need additional buses. So part of the responsibility of this committee is to try and collaboratively determine how we can generate the resources to make a move like this happen. The next really important item that I would like to discuss is the need for more social workers and psychologists. And we hear over and over from our school leadership team in the district that there are some consistent and fairly serious mental health issues at every grade level, elementary, middle, and high school, which requires the need for more mental health support in the district. So currently, we have 2 social workers in the district, 2 social workers for 4,500 students. We have 1 social worker trying to support 5 elementary schools, 2,000 students, 1 social worker. It is virtually impossible for 1 person to meet the needs of all of the students who are struggling with mental health issues, or who just need someone to talk to, or who may be having some difficulties at home, or difficulties in school, or maybe having some social relationship issues. So again, we have a responsibility to advocate for additional social work support. We're hoping that we can find the resources to support an addition of at least 2 more social workers in the district, which would significantly make an impact. We have regular meetings, subcommittee meetings. These are subcommittees of the school committee. And one of those committees is called the Achievement Subcommittee. And the Achievement Subcommittee hears presentations from the leadership at every one of our schools on academic performance data, how individual schools are responding to the needs of their students. And one of the things that we ask them to do is to offer, or provide us with the things that they really need to make their school better or to support their students. And the one thing that every single solitary administrator and every single school requests when we ask that question is they need additional mental health support, because there are students who definitely need that help. We also need additional school psychologists. We're requesting an additional 2 psychologists, and psychologists do a number of things. Not only do they counsel individual students and do group counseling with students, they also do educational testing, which is critical for us in determining where a student is in their learning, and really helpful to us when we're in a position to make decisions as to whether or not students are in need of special education support. I think the reason that it's most people don't know that we're so short-staffed there is because they're not classroom teachers. They don't stand in front of students every day. You don't see it. So it's sort of, an out of sight, out of mind sort of a thing. But there is a need in this district to provide more health support in grades K through 12.